I've been looking for a nurse tank to pull behind my pickup when I spray county roads for quite a while, and I found one that sounds perfect for me. I went out and looked at Simpson Farm Enterprises in Great Bend. It's a 1,000-gallon, low-profile tank with Honda engine, and then it's also wired for lights, for warning lights, hazard lights and everything. And I asked what they want for it, and $3,500. And with, get you guys' permission, I'll go ahead and purchase that.
You said it's the pull back of your truck?
I'm gonna use it behind my pickup when I spray the county road, so I have 1,000 gallons of water with me as I go, instead of having to go back empty either to Stafford or Maxville or back to St. John or to fill up, so.
Crossfield probably
Offset
offset the cost of it.
Yeah. Like I say,
That's a pretty good price, sounds to me like.
yeah, and it's, I'll say exactly what I wanted, like I say, low profile, it doesn't stick up real high behind there, and it'd say wired for lights and everything, so. Say, ask what you guys think, but it's $3,500 from Simpson Farm Enterprises.
I'd say, go ahead and get it.
Is there a form?
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
Have Brian go ahead.
Move to second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right,
All right.
thank you much.
Capital outlay?
Capital outlay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
You ladies, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, who you are this morning?
I'm Erin Powers, and I work for the state of Kansas, the Department of Commerce. I'm from Great Bend, and we're with the Leadership Golden Belt Program. And we came over to observe the county commissioner meeting, yes.
And I'm Barb Ocketts. I'm from Great Bend. I've lived there all my life, and I work for Sunflower Bank and also part of the Leadership Golden Belt. I appreciate you guys letting us come in this morning.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. All right, Phil.
We got a couple of bids on the dump truck that we had advertised for sale. And then the rest of that other part's just some information about the township things. It's just general information. Because of the statutes, so I wouldn't be good trying to explain statutes.
So we have to read all of this before we accept the bid? or what?
It's just, no, that's just for your general information.
So we only had 2 bids?
Yes, we had 2 bids, from Justin Bookstore and one was for Jerry Money.
They're both, this is one truck, right?
Yeah, it's just on one truck. 1990 GMC top kick, I believe what it was.
About that one.
Top, GMC top kick. This is a little 5-yard dump truck with the gas motor in it. This is one we used in the winter time for our patching with. When we bought the other truck, we had no use for it. And they didn't really have a trade for it when we bought the other patching truck.
Oh, that's, yeah. You think this is a reasonable price then?
I thought we could 5 it would be decent.
What?
I thought if we could go 5 it would be decent.
Just pretty close to the one.
Yeah.
That's all proposed.
What do you generally think?
I'm
Should we
saying,
go with the highest bidder?
go with the highest bidders, and that's.
Can you make motions?
I'll make a motion, we accept the bid from Justin Bookstore for the county dump truck for $4,851.
I'll second.
Move to second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Takes care of that matter.
The other part, just, like I said, it's just some general.
This is on that,
That's on the township.
township, like, if they want the county to do their.
Well, that's on consolidated
Consolidation.
relationships and things like that. It's just,
You're gonna be prepared to talk about this on March
March the 10th.
10th, go over this.
about statutes, I think I'd have you with Joe for a while. I don't want to try to interpret Kansas statutes.
I thought you were good.
Does he know, that you want him to talk about this?
I think it'd be important that
Have you
day
talked
to
to
have
him?
someone.
No, I'll try to get with him sometime this week. Or something.
Because we've had people, ask about what it takes. I think it'd be a good meeting to have everybody's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
it's
this is
a
good
time.
work. This is just just organization and then reorganizing and consolidations of townships, which, you know, it's just another idea.
So you're gonna give it to Joe then? Talk to him?
Yeah, I'll give it to
I
Joe.
think you should have some information there, because we've had questions about this. All right,
Other than that, that's all I have.
thanks.
Okay. I'll give this a call to him.
You can come and get the keys, give us a certified check.
It's certified. I'll make sure to check with, get the title.
What else right now?
One tax roll correction. I don't have anything.
Tax rate, right?
Well,
I think it's personal property.
personal property.
I'll make a motion to approve this tax rules correction.
Second.
Moved and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Gentlemen, have anything?
I have nothing but
Want to-
And
Okay, we'll recess then.
we'll make a phone call right.
today, right?
Yes, that was the first thing I was doing.
Oh, okay.
1 o'clock
Yes.
at the hospital.
Yes.
I think, the school might have backed out, but I'm still making some phone calls and trying to get somebody to come. It's not that big a deal, it'll be at 3:30 downstairs and 4:30 here out. Okay. And there's 14 total between the three of them. So. Okay. Got the oil and gas guide this morning, and got the prices here. And we're happy. Last week, the Appraiser Association was working on, because if you remember last year, they set the price and it was extremely low. And so the Appraiser Association got involved this year, and we faxed some things and emailed some things back and forth. And I'm happy at $74.
It was
About
47 last year.
So what we've seen is quite the increase, but the Appraiser Association was gonna shoot, we were gonna be happy between $70 and $74 is what we thought that would be. And to kind of give you an idea, the average for the year was $64. And the average for the last 6 months of 2007 was $74. And the average price for January was $84. Hopefully we can.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they increased it that much.
Yeah, so you can have that, that's a copy there, you guys can have that there. Use values for the ag land are still on them. Probably somebody from the state last week, and they said they was working on a glitch, and so I guess they'll get the glitch worked out and give us our values.
So they don't have to be in any hurry, do they?
Yeah, we only need them,
Yeah.
you know, we have to mail out by the end of the month, and we have a whole checklist and go through and everything else, so yeah.
You wait. That's the way it works, isn't it?
And so we're still on schedule on that. Did you guys want to go, I think, Joe, did you guys see this petition?
Yeah.
Did you say, I didn't bring any copies?
Yeah, they have
I
copies.
got it.
Okay. When we received the order on these 3 leases, the Board of Tax Appeals was gonna lower these values considerably on just a theory that's not even used by the state of Kansas. So we got with Joe and told him to follow procedures, we need to have reconsideration. And so this was mailed in to him. Joe drew this up. I think he did a really good job. We talked for about 40 minutes and he understood what was going on and so forth. And like I told Joe, it'll probably be, they won't reconsider it. The Board of Tax Appeals probably won't give us another hearing. They'll probably just deny it.
Really?
I think they will. But that's fine. That's fine with me. Because what I'd like them to do then, what we will do then on the county level is open up to the district court. That'll be our next step then, to override this order.
Okay.
And at that point, what I asked Joe, what we'd like to do then is Joe will be there at the hearing, and then we're gonna ask PVD, Property Valuation Department, to intervene to support their guide. It's kind of what we have to do with the ag land, is property valuation department has to intervene because they do the values. Well, it's the state's guide also. So they can come in as an expert witness then if we go to district court. So that's why I'm thinking, if they turn it down, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a matter that needs resolved.
That's right, that's right. And even with these here prices here at $74 now, I think what the oil companies, because it's happening in other counties and so forth, is what they're doing is, a lot of these oil companies, we mail out the new values. Okay, we have our, just to spoke through the calendar, we have our new prices. The oil companies will render to us by April 1st. Mail out their values. A lot of them, at an informal hearing, do not have a hearing with us. Okay? But what we're kind of seeing happening is, they're waiting until they get the tax statement in December, and then they're trying to bring in this year's decline. And saying, we've produced less, now we need, instead of a 20% decline, we want a 40% decline. Well, you can't do that, and the board's letting them do that. It'd be the same way as saying, we appraise your house January 1st of every year, okay? In October, you sell your house to somebody else, and the value, you sell it for $15,000 less than what I have it appraised for. You can't use that sale to pay under protest. It didn't happen January 1st.
Right.
The document wasn't there. You can't open it up because that sale never took place. And the same way, the other way, and I think this is where the oil companies need to wake up, is say you sell your house for $15,000 more. I'm in turn,
They're not gonna turn.
I can't use that sale to raise your value before your tax statement's filled out. Well, they can't use their years of production to get into more of a decline. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to use that information against us on a payment under protest. And that's kind of what happened with this order. And that's why I actually hope it goes to district court. I mean, I really do. I'd like to bring PVD in, I'd like to bring Joe in, and I'd like to get this resolved and set a precedence across the state.
I think it needs to be.
Because it needs to be stopped.
So Joe wanted to make sure you guys were all on board with
Oh, yeah.
Carl
Oh,
on
yes,
that.
yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so,
So there won't be any refunds given back until we're done at district court then, is what we're gonna plan on doing. So, but I think Joe did a really good job getting this and explaining on there. And
What kind of margin of profit do these people want?
I don't know.
They're so exorbitant now that it's pitiful.
Yep, I think these will resolve it.
That's all right.
Then you'll know which direction to go.
And if we don't stop it, we're gonna continue to see this same thing when you get your taxes, and the mill levies are set, the budgets are done, and now everybody's saying, well, we need some money back. Because we didn't produce as much.
Now, whose fault is that?
It's nobody's fault.
That's right, exactly.
It's just that you can't use that information a year later. You just can't do it on oil and gas, you can't do it on real estate. We would have all kinds of payment under protest. We would, every house that sold for less,
Yeah.
they would pay under protest, because I gave less for it. You just can't do that.
We wouldn't know where we'd be on our budget every year.
You don't know.
But those
No,
are
you
adjusted,
don't.
say like in October, it's 15,000 less, but that would be reflected back in the appraisal in January of the next
It
year.
would pull itself, that's
Yeah.
right, as a comparable, and that value would probably come down. Well, same way for the oil and gas. If they produce less,
Mhm.
they'll get that next decline next year then.
Right.
Don't ask for it this year
Prior
and get it next year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they're after.
And that's what they're after.
That's what they're after.
That's right. So, and I told Don and I told Joe that because of an order like this, that I think we will probably, even if we have any oil and gas go to the Board of Tax Appeals, we'll probably take Joe with us, and we'll probably have PVD intervene on every single one of them. Just so we don't get an order like this. Because you can't tell what they're gonna do before you get there.
Right.
and I have to have PVD intervene on all the agricultural anyway, so it'd just be the same type thing. But I think we just have a new procedure now in the county because of this, and we're gonna, PVD will intervene on every oil and gas hearing. So,
But this is, Stafford County is not unique. I mean, it's other county, oil-producing counties,
That's
it's the
right.
same
that's
situation.
right. This order is unique for Stafford
Yeah.
County, but these companies are trying this in other
In every
counties.
county, right?
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right, they're trying the same thing, and they're just using that year's production that shouldn't even be submitted as document. Who cares? You know, who cares what your house sold for a year after we appraised it, you know? We care the next year,
Right.
but you shouldn't be able to bring that in as evidence.
Good.
So I think Joe will do a very good job, and then the PVD will be there then. So, try to get this thing resolved. I don't know, a couple years ago, well, it's been probably 95, we had a problem with the elevators.
Yeah, I remember that.
To where we received a really bad order from the Board of Tax Appeals, and it was gonna be terrible. I mean, it was gonna be a huge refund for a lot of years, and we did this. We ended up going to district court and got it resolved and so forth.
What do they
If
call
you
that?
remember that.
Accelerated amortization or something like that.
Yeah, they wanted to drop the price, you know, so.
I was in the other
And that
side of
worked.
this thing at that time.
I'm hoping this will so.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's all I have, and we'll keep you up on that then, and I'll see you guys this afternoon. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I have nothing.
We'll recess.
Wow.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Do me a favor. Run down and get my, so, I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know, I didn't have anything to talk to y'all about this morning,
So
and
you went-
I felt sad,
So you went out and spent money?
So I dug some stuff up. I didn't bring one of the old backboards yet, because we're still painting the names on the new ones, so we still have the old ones on the ambulance for a day or so. But to give you an idea, the old backboards, believe it or not, they're rated at a weight of 250 pounds. So
You dare stand on it?
I could, but I'd probably lose my balance. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is with the old ones, we put a big person on the backboard, and right here in the middle,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to the point of snapping one of them. They were basically two pieces of plastic. They snapped together on the edges all the way around, and they had styrofoam in the middle. And if you put anybody on there very big, you actually would crack the middle of the backboard across the back. And we actually did that. And that's when we figured out that these were not good. So the ones we got now are, it's 100% PVC plastic, and they're rated to 450 pounds. So
That's not new in there.
this is brand new.
It's brand new, okay. That's what that.
They also float, and which reminds me that we're not throwing away the old white ones that are the two-piece ones. We're gonna give those to the swimming pools, because theirs are really, really, really old, and most people that swim don't weigh 250 pounds. Most of them are young people,
Yeah.
and those, I mean, they float. They float the styrofoam, of course they float. So we're gonna give those to the pools, and I think it'll be a big help to them, and it'll keep us from just having to throw them away. Last year we did some training with every swimming pool, St. John, Stafford, and Maxville. So we kind of know how to work with the lifeguards now, and they know what to expect from us if we ever had a call there. And that was one of the things they said, is that they had old backboards and could we help them. So it's kind of a win-win situation.
That's why you do poker with.
Oh.
That might be the new one there.
Yeah.
Let's look at this first since we're talking about medical stuff here. This is what the hospital bought us. This is our new cardiac monitor defibrillator. See how it said attach pads? Because it comes up in an automatic mode, so that EMTs, first responders, anybody can use it. It's as complicated as you want it to be. I just put it in manual mode, and that's where we come into running EKGs on people. We run the same 12 leads they run inside the hospital. It's also calibrated hospital grade, automated blood pressure cuff, all in one machine. It's got a pulse ox on it,
Like this, you know.
checks your heart rate, your oxygen saturation. And then this handy gadget goes about 146/92 probably today, and it's high, and there's a reason for that
Need to
today.
replace battery.
Yeah, it might not even last very long. It was going dead this morning when I checked it. We should be able to get a blood pressure out of it before it goes dead. But it's pretty cool. It's probably not gonna work right because it's going dead. This thing here, little piece snaps into the middle, hooks in an oxygen mask or onto an ET tube. It measures your carbon dioxide level that you exhale. It's kind of the newest thing that they've come up with in EMS. They've started to realize it tells you a lot about your patient's respiratory status. And this technology to do this, it's not a knock on our hospital, because we're getting there, but it's not even available at Stafford Hospital. So we're
You
pretty
said to
good
purchase
about
this
that.
for you?
St. John Hospital District Board.
Okay.
So
So one thing, set everything up, well, just like that, right?
yeah, and
It's pretty, looks like pretty user friendly.
it is. It's pretty easy to run, and you know, it kind of works with the level of the person using it. I mean, I can do a lot more with it than some of the other folks can, but the thing is that for what they can do with it, it's pretty easy for them to figure out. It's not
What is
hard.
it, stored data and you transmit data or something?
Yes, it does. It's got a Bluetooth thing on there. I actually can talk to this thing with my phone, and I actually can get patient data off of this to my phone, and I can send it with my phone to whatever hospital we're going to. So it's pretty neat. The heart hospitals like it, because we can send them data from the field. They can see what's going on. This right here, one of the old air packs, made by a company called Survive Air. Survive Air is no longer in business because they've been sued 98 times in the last 5 years by fire departments that have had line of duty deaths or serious injuries because of their air packs. That's what we have in about half of the county stations, the lawsuit air pack. These are a couple of new ones that were bought last year, made by a company called Scott. They're made in the United States. They haven't had any lawsuits to my knowledge or any related line of duty deaths or injuries from them. So what we're trying to do eventually is have this on all the fire trucks and have that in the junkyard before somebody gets hurt. And finally, this is what we got the grant to replace. This old stuff. big oil stain. Personally, I wouldn't want to wear that in a fire with all that oil in there. It's ripped somewhere. I don't know if I can find it or not, but here's our old gloves that we had. It's just a pigskin leather glove from Orscheln's. Probably not going to do a whole lot for your hands.
I see that pretty well tore up there.
There's the pants. I don't think we brought a new helmet up. You got your gloves in your pants pocket. And you can see our model here displaying the latest in firefighter fashion. Step over there for the camera and let your parents see you on TV this week. One thing too that we've done is we were able to get the manufacturer, spin back around there for us there, model. We got the manufacturer to add a name panel on there for the same cost, because when we're all wearing this gear, we all look the same. Hey, you doesn't really get you who you want. So now we can see who we're talking to.
You see the color stand out pretty well. You'll see it from a distance too. Or
Do
the
the
other one.
boots fit?
The boots actually fit perfect, better than any of the others I've ever
When I
worn.
first went on the fire department, the smallest thing you had was, I think, 11s.
Yeah,
And I wear an 8.
So you got each one of these to fit each one of your.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Everything was custom fitted. We had about 15 people that didn't show up to any of the fittings, and we just had to try our best. But to be real honest, those are the people that probably aren't going to stay on the fire department anyway, because if they're not going to come something that important, probably not going to come to any fires. This is mine, and so I'm already sweating, so obviously I'm not going to put it on. But you know, I can check that out a little.
What's the hand deals I see that you've got on there? What's that?
That's actually on the new NFPA gear, that's required. With your old gear, they didn't have the piece that fit around your toe like that to hold the cup down. So once you put your glove on, you had a pretty good gap there between where your glove
okay.
was and the cup.
So you got everything all completely.
Yeah, this way it makes sure that everything's completely covered on you.
Wow.
You know, because it used to be all about breathing smoke and being tough, and we still have people that want to go to fires and not wear their gear and everything. But surprise, surprise, they figured out that when stuff's burning and it puts off carcinogens and smoke, it causes cancer. So we want people to be covered from head to toe if we're fighting a fire. That's why you see stuff like that. Nomex hood. It's not like the old days where if your ears got hot, you need to get out. That hood goes over your head and around your air mask, so there's no exposed skin. Because what a lot of folks don't realize is that
What's
not
that
all
made out of?
fire. What's that?
What's that made out of? You said it's
Nomex.
What's that?
It's like flame-resistant cotton, basically.
It's flame resistant stuff.
Yeah, it's the same thing like NASCAR drivers, Nomex suits.
Okay.
But what we talk about line of duty death, firefighter fatalities like on scene, but what a lot of people forget is that firefighters have 3 times the higher rate of cancer than the rest of the population. Why is that? It's because we think it's cool to not wear our gear and roll around in ashes and nasty stuff and breathe it. So that's why firemen get cancer. Every set of gear has a radio pocket on it, because ultimately every firefighter on the fire department is going to have a radio. Because if something happens to you and you don't have a way to call for help, probably going to be in trouble. And this gear, it's not just cooler looking than the old gear. See where it's got the double seam there? I mean, it's made so it actually fits you, that your natural working position. It's not, that way it's not all stiff and straight up and down like the old gear, because old gear is pretty uncomfortable. It's got tool pockets on the front and a regular pocket inside. And it's just so much better than the old stuff. It's unbelievable.
And this all was purchased with grant money.
Yeah, we bought all this 105 sets for $11,000. So I think we got a pretty good deal on it. one of the new things on this, and I won't pull yours out, it's kind of a bummer. Call it a drag rescue device. One thing we trained on ever since I first got in the fire service is if a firefighter goes down, how are we gonna get him out? Well, we used to do drills in the smoke-filled house, and I'd get behind some guy that was my size and try to get under his arms and try to drag him out 3 or 4 rooms of a house wearing this gear. And by the time I'd get him out, I was about to have a heart attack. He's about to have a heart attack. It wasn't good. So, for a long time, a bunch of us carried a piece of nylon webbing, like from rappelling, about a 15-foot long piece. Take both ends and tie a water knot in it, pull it tight. So basically have a big circle of webbing. And if I ever had to drag anybody out, the plan was to throw that underneath them and run one through the other, or had a handle, and drag them with that. Thankfully, I never had to do that. Well, the NFPA recognized the need for something like that, and every new set of gear has one of these in the back of it. Lift the tab up, grab the strap, and now you got a handle. Comes up around their arms. See how it kind of bunches up on their arms? And so now you got a handle you drag your buddy out by. It's pretty slick.
Like I said, it'd be a lot easier that way than trying to get under his arms.
And then the last thing that everybody wants to know about is why do we get black gear? Well, everybody says black's hotter. If you're wearing a t-shirt in the summertime, I would agree black is definitely hotter. But they've done a bunch of testing on fire gear, and they've found that at 110 degrees, black gear is 2 degrees hotter than it is than tan or yellow. Pretty small difference. The reason for that is that it's not just a black shell. You got a vapor barrier and a thermal liner protecting you from heat and fire. It's also protecting you from that heat that your black turnouts absorb. So it keeps you from being very much hotter in black gear. Is it hotter? Maybe about that much. But the good thing about it is visibility. Because everything in Kansas out here right now is brown. And in the summer, this summer it may all still be brown. So we like this because it shows up better. And had some people say black doesn't show up at night. Well, it doesn't, but that's what all this is on here for. So, long story short, I guess we're pretty happy with it. You know, it's designed to last us for quite a while.
So you've got all the sets now then?
We got the first 25. It comes in batches because there's so much of it. I don't really, boots kind of look like astronaut boots to me. Mine are just black leather, my old ones, and I like them. But I put them on and I was hooked because they're the most comfortable fire boots I've ever worn. Usually fire boots blister your feet. Yeah, they're terrible. But
Really way.
Necessarily heavy.
You work out all around there.
You can compare that to the weight of this. This is one of the old ones. And that's like a size 7, I think. His is
Not much
14.
difference really.
mine's a 14 wide. But if we had an old rubber 14 wide, you could tell. Other thing that they do is every pair of boots besides just sizing people, every pair of boots comes with 2 insoles. And you can wear it like that, no insole, it's just green fabric on the bottom. So you can wear it like that. You can put in the thin insole, or you can put in the thick insole. So, I mean, it's fitted to wear like a tennis shoe, where we shouldn't have anybody getting blisters or anything like that. I mean, the gear's good, the boots are, I can't say enough good things about the boots. They're top of the line. And like the pants, components that Daryl's modeling there. One thing that they found is that everybody knows firefighters wear suspenders. When you run around for very long and you got suspenders holding your pants up, and your pants are heavy and you're working, your back really starts to hurt. I know mine does. So what they did on these is we still got suspenders. Somebody had the bright idea. Just put a belt on like a pair of pants. Basically, it just makes it where
Your waist can support.
your waist can support what you're doing, and it's going to be way more comfortable in the long run. The other thing about these too, I guess, is that they were custom fitted as well. But if somebody's off just a little bit, these are take-ups on your suspenders, so you can adjust the height on them. These are, you saw where I pulled that slide in. You can take up about 2 inches on your waist with your belt. If maybe you like having more room down here but tight on your waist, you can do that. And then it still has the normal firefighter take-ups on the side, where you can take up 2 more inches with those.
So someone else could use it that you.
Yeah. It gives us some flexibility in getting the ones that fit people. And these are the same kind of thing. You can see how it's kind of curved. They're just like the coat. They're not cut straight up and down. They're actually cut in a working stance where when you're working, they're not pulling against you and binding on you and stretching on you. So anyway, that's about it.
Are the weight-wise, are these lighter than
Yep.
the old ones?
Oh, pants.
These are the old ones.
And just when you grab those, fill those, but then keep in mind that these are belong to Dara, and these belong to me. So these are about twice as much material here. But they're, these old cotton ones like this, good grief. If I had to wear those, man, I'd be a heart attack waiting to happen. But these are pretty good. All the trim on them's leather. The knee pads on them are leather. It keeps us from having to replace stuff as often. And then on top of that, if we got somebody in and their gear just did not fit, we actually can send it back with the measurements and have it tailored exactly how we want it. So we're pretty tickled. I haven't heard one bad thing about it yet. So that's it.
Yeah. What's laying over there?
Oh, this is a mask for the lawsuit air pack.
Oh.
An old rubber mask. Is this still? Do I have to reset that DRD in here before they wear it? Anybody want to try it on before I go? All right, I wanted to offer.
Yeah.
It might be a good picture.
We don't need that.
All right, that's it.
I'll probably drown in here or something, but you'll see.
Will you do me a favor? I gotta go next door and get a paper that I promised to bring to them.
Thanks for bringing it in, appreciate
No
it.
problem. The only real news I have is that we're a week away from fire school, and as of this morning, now we're trying to find somewhere to have it. Because even though the school had promised the building to us 3 times, when we went this morning to just follow up and make sure all our final details were in order, they've now booked like 11 hockey games and a basketball game for Saturday. So, barring any objection, we're going to go look next door and see if we can make that work. The only reason we didn't do that to begin with is we really need 6 classrooms, and we don't have 6 over there. But we don't really have a choice. So we're gonna run over there and see if we can make that work. And then also, if we did need 1 more classroom, if there's no objections, we might see about using the downstairs meeting room on Saturday. If that was okay with everybody.
Sure.
And I got that paper in there on your fax machine, so I'll get it the meeting policy from last week. So I'll run that in here real quick. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll reset.
So this is the adoption of the, or it's not a resolution or anything. It's
Approval of what we approved, basically.
Right.
So I officially approved the firefighters pay for $15 for each meeting as they attend during the year. Also during the year, 5 specific training sessions for each firefighter is required to have. They're also paid a $15 per session as they will be done at meetings. And as a bonus, each individual will get $100 at the end of the year if they attend all 5 required training sessions. That's
Is
in
there
the
a second?
form and a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah.
Moved to second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Michelle needs to see it.
Yeah, we were talking. Sounded like going to the principal's office. Well, we were talking because I forgot to bring this, so I had this email to her,
Oh.
and she goes, I don't need to see this. And I had to break it to her that she was really just an intermediary.
All right.
Thank y'all again.
All right.
Thanks, Jason.
Anything else we got this morning here?
And nothing.
Okay, I guess I'd ask for a meeting, motion to adjourn.
I'm so moved.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.